Hey guys, Fletch the Football Observer here, and today is going to be a transfer talking video in which we round up some of the biggest transfer dealings and rumours from the past 24 hours. Now unfortunately there's no deals to talk about, so for this video it's going to be strictly rumour based. So without further ado, let's get into this. We're going to kick things off with Mathijs De Ligt of Ajax, and if reports are to be believed, he is reportedly close to signing with French side PSG. Now, this De Ligt saga is arguably becoming now the story of the transfer window post the Eden Hazard saga was put to bed. De Ligt is 19 years old, he's a centre-back and has taken football by storm since his arrival in the Ajax first team. He's had a superb season in helping Ajax win the Eredivisie title and helping them in their excellent Champions League campaign that saw the Dutch side finish in the semi-finals due to being knocked out by Tottenham. But in recent months, he's been linked with a move away to Ajax, and most notably, he's been linked with the likes of Barcelona, Manchester United and Liverpool. But today, reports have came out that suggest that PSG are the ones that have won the race to signing the Dutch centre-back. What do I make of this? Well, PSG can offer him a lot of money, granted. They can also probably offer him the French League title on a more regular basis. Is it the most ambitious move though? Arguably not. When you're being linked with Barcelona, Manchester United and Liverpool, yes, United are going for a rebuilding stage, but who's to say that in a few years' time the rebuilding stage will be complete and they can start challenging for trophies again? Barcelona and Liverpool are already in a prime position to challenge for major trophies. Liverpool, of course, just coming off the back of their Champions League victory themselves. Doesn't really show much ambition from him, in all honesty, if in my opinion that is. But of course, I don't know how much you can read into this rumour. This could easily just be some sort of paper talk that's been stirred up. So read into this what you will. But yes, this is a story of reports suggesting Mathijs De Ligt is reportedly close to joining Paris Saint-Germain. For our next story, we're coming to Manchester United's pursuit of Crystal Palace right-back Aaron Wan Bissaka. Earlier this week, it was reported that United had made an offer for the English right-back of a fee believed to be around the region of £40 million. That bid was reportedly rejected by Palace, but United are expected to come back at Palace with a second offer, but reports have suggested that they've also identified a plan B in case Palace manage to fend off their second attempt. Max Aarons of Norwich is said to be on United's radar as a backup for Wan Bissaka. Aarons is 19 years old. He played a massive part in Norwich's championship winning season this past year and even earned himself the accolade of Young Player of the Season in the championship. This story takes another twist as, interestingly enough, Palace are also rumoured to be interested in Aarons as a replacement for Wan Bissaka should they decide to let him leave. Interesting this one. Wan Bissaka obviously burst onto the scene within the past couple of seasons. United have obviously, particularly in England, there have been multiple reports of interest from multiple different clubs up and down the country, but apparently United are heavily linked with him at least. Of course, you think about it, Ashley Young is pretty much over the hill and gone as far as United fans are concerned anyway. They want him to be replaced. Whether that will definitely happen this season or whether it will wait for another season, we don't know. Diego Dallo, though, he looks pretty decent from that point of view. He's another young right back who can also play as a left back, but he's predominantly a right back. He's very good in the eyes of a lot of United fans, had a pretty decent season in the parts that he played. So it will be interesting to see how this one pans out, because obviously whether we're talking about Wan Bissaka or Aarons, they're both young, exciting right backs, and it will just be interesting to see if United can get one of these two men as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looks for his second signing of the summer. Sticking with Manchester United a little for our next story, they're reportedly set to battle it out with their noisy neighbours Manchester City over the signature of Harry Maguire. The 26-year-old, currently playing for Leicester City of course, is being tipped by many to be playing his football in Manchester next season. But the question of whether it's in the blue half or the red half remains to be seen. It's being said that Leicester are looking to break the transfer record for a defender. The transfer record, of course, currently stands at £75 million, set by Virgil van Dijk and Liverpool. But of course, this is nothing new. This rumour is nothing relatively new. If you remember correctly, United were reportedly interested in signing Maguire last year, but couldn't get that deal over the line. And the whole reason is that they're looking for a more reliable centre-back option to have, rather than the ones that they've already got in place at Old Trafford. The overall consensus seems to be that Victor Lindelof is the first choice centre-back, and if you look at Manchester United's season as a whole, they've constantly changed their centre-back pairing this season. They've had more changes than traffic lights, to be honest, but the overall consensus is Victor Lindelof seems to be the first choice centre-back, and Harry Maguire seems to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's option to partner him going forward. Whether this obviously comes to fruition or not remains to be seen. Whereas for Manchester City, of course, they're looking to replace someone of their own. Club legend Vincent Kompany obviously has left Manchester City this summer due to his contract expiring. City obviously coming off the back of their treble-winning season, in which Kompany was a part of, winning the FA Cup, the League Cup, and of course the Premier League title itself. Kompany's also won many other trophies and accolades during his time at City. Pep Guardiola is simply looking to replace the giant centre-back. He's obviously looking to replace the club legend, and he sees Harry Maguire as the perfect fit for it. Whether this, of course, happens or not, the question of the price tag may be putting both sides off a little bit. But again, this remains to be seen whether or not they will actually activate this sort of clause that Leicester have put in place. Leicester obviously fought off United last season. Can they do it again this season? It all remains to be seen on England centre-back Harry Maguire. Next on the agenda, we come to Liverpool, and the news coming out of Anfield today is that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is reportedly close to agreeing a year's contract extension with the club. Chamberlain moved to Liverpool from Arsenal back in 2017 on a 5-year deal, but for over the past year or so, he's had to deal with a serious knee injury that's ruled him out for the majority of this season. So much so that Chamberlain has only made 2 cameo appearances that were made towards the back end of this current season just gone. There were eyebrows raised when the fee of 35 million that could rise up to 40 million was agreed for the transfer back in 2017. People were questioning whether Chamberlain was genuinely good enough to play for Liverpool. People were questioning whether Klopp's priorities weren't right, because remember at the time Liverpool were desperately in need of a centre-back, and Virgil van Dijk wasn't coming to Liverpool because at the time Southampton were playing hardball with them. So it was really an eyebrow-raising transfer, this one. But having said that, he's shut up his critics, because when he came to Liverpool, he looked a better player under Klopp. Klopp has got him playing in a decent position, playing regular, playing at a decent standard, a consistent standard. And then the injury happened, and it was so unfortunate for him, not just at the timing of it, but also at the longevity of it. It was so unfortunate. But of course, his injury is now hopefully in the past. And for the upcoming season, I'm sure he will be a big player for the Reds going forward. And for our final story, we move to Serie A, and this one comes from a football, Serie A and Juventus expert known as Adam Digby, who has basically came out and stated that it is very likely that Paulo Dybala will be leaving Juventus this summer. Digby stated that the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo last year has hurt Dybala's development at the Italian club, as well as forcing him to play out of position more as a winger rather than as a guy who's through the middle, where he's more comfortable, of course. He went on to state that Dybala could be forced on to move out of Juventus due to this. Now, given the rumour mill that's been continuing to spin around Juventus as potential activity this summer in the transfer window, it's entirely possible that this does have legs and we could be seeing the beginning of the next big transfer saga. There have always been minor reports linking Dibala with a move away from Juventus, and most notably, again, Manchester United have been rumoured to be linked with his name, but nothing concrete as of yet has occurred, so we wait and see where this one takes us. And that wraps up this latest episode of Transfer Talk. Guys, if you have any thoughts or opinions on any of the stories that I've talked about, whether it be De Ligt probably going to PSG, Aaron Wan Bissaka's potential move to Manchester United, Harry Maguire having to choose between either staying at Leicester or moving to one of the two Manchester clubs, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's 12-year contract extension, or even the potential destination of one Paulo Dybala, I'd love to read your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below on any of these stories. Hit the like button on the way out, guys, if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, or subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Both things will be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, thank you all for watching and listening. I've been Fletch, the Football Observer. This has been another Transfer Talking episode, and I will see and speak with you all again soon in another video.